Hello and welcome to the first installment of our thoughts on training section. So this is the question that I am regularly asked, and I thought it would be great to make a video and explain in a bit more detail about the reasons that we perform and practice kata regularly and why it's still at the forefront of many martial arts. Non-combative forms of training are a great way to keep you fit, flexible, athletic, mobile, and directly develop skills that you will use potentially in a self-defense scenario or a combat-based situation in the sporting arena. As you go through some of these videos, you will recognize some of these martial artists, and you'll see that they're all practicing non-sparring or non-combat forms of martial arts practices. Whether they train their mind or their body, their goal is to make themselves a more effective weapon. As you watch Tony Jaa practicing a Muay Thai kata, you'll see that he is fine-tuning and honing the skills to be able to wield every part of his body, including his elbows and his knees and his feet, fingers, palms and fists. It's about directly improving and targeting the development of your neurokinetic ability. As you can see from the video as it progresses, there are lots and lots of different non-combat based exercises that you can do and training drills that you can perform and practice regularly that will help you to become better at self-defense. Actually, I would go as far to say that the overwhelming majority of training footage of a lot of the top combat-based athletes that have ever existed is them training many of these non-combat forms of training drills. I think that's because isolating practicing these movements outside of the ring can really help you to focus on just developing that part of your skill set. Ali with some mad skipping skills here. Let's not leave out the importance of strength and conditioning in the gym. As you can see, Mike Tyson here, one of the greatest boxers in history, keeping himself strong and fit in other ways outside of the ring. When people limit their viewpoint to the only way you can get good at fighting is fighting, you miss out a huge amount of different ways that you can keep training light and interesting and fun, and also ways that you can use your training to make sure that it's not just learning to fight, but also keeping fit, mobile, flexible, keeping your joints strong, focusing on other things that impact your overall well-being and life quality. Real longevity of a student comes from them understanding that everything that they do in their training is important to helping them to learn how to defend themselves. And if you can come up with lots and lots of different ways outside of sparring with your partner, you can make training much more fun, light and entertaining. And as a result, you will hold on to a much greater number of students. Try not to disregard non-combat forms of training as unimportant. Your kata, your footwork drills, your strength and conditioning, yoga, meditation, nutrition, your skipping, your road running, all of it combines to make you a finer tuned weapon. In these two short videos you can see Bruce Lee, one of the most prolifically gifted athletes and fighters in human history, practicing kata based training drills as part of his training regimen. Here you can see Lyoto Machida, one of the most successful UFC fighters in history, practicing some kata movements. So you can clearly see that there's more than one way to train yourself into a weapon, and all kata is a non-contact, non-combat form of training. You can use equipment to practice these non-contact forms of training, like Ali and Mayweather were earlier. You can see here Conor McGregor beautifully using this piece of equipment, again to develop that neurokinetic ability to control, respond, react and strike targets which is exactly what kata is all about. So I'm going to leave you with a few short clips of our students practicing their katas, and you'll see some of them practicing something called bunkai, which is the exploration of the movements within the kata and how you can transfer them to self-defense. And I thought it would be nice to end the video with a bit of commentary from one of the top Shaolin monks in the world.
You want to develop your body in such a way that you feel strong, that you feel vital. But not just that you feel like this, it's also important that you really are strong and vital in comparison to yourself if you would not do the training. That's important. So all this martial art training, it is about, in ancient times, it was about preparing and forging your body in such a way that you become a weapon, or that your limbs, your body becomes suitable to use it as a weapon. It doesn't mean you have to do it. It just means you need to forge it like this, first of all.